Hi everyone, David Burgess here again with Keller Williams Realty, and look who we have back today.
Hi everyone, I'm Carolyn Burgess with Keller Williams Realty.
A guest appearance for Carolyn. If you're subscribed to our channel, you will see Carolyn in our list videos, but it's very rare we get Carolyn out to discuss other topics of conversation. So
but we have a lot to tell you guys today.
We do have a lot to tell you today, and a video or two ago I did say that we have recently got under contract for a new home, a new primary residence for us. So we wanted to go over where we have bought. You can tell by the description of the location, but we're going to go over the builder that we're going with, the floor plan, and yeah, the leap of faith that we have just taken and all of the decisions that led up to that. So let's go over our home purchase. Sound good?
Sounds great. So we are under contract for a new home in Lakewood Ranch. And if you've seen our other video of comparing areas between Wesley Chapel and Lakewood Ranch, I think you guys could probably tell which area is my favorite. So it's something that we've been kind of dreaming about for a while. And we've just had itchy feet. We've lived in our same town. I've lived there since 2005. Of course, David has moved there, you know, when we got married. So he's been in Riverview for over 10 years now. And we're just kind of ready to grow. We're ready for something new. So we decided to pull the trigger.
Yeah, plus we're selling so many more homes in that direction. Over the years, we've really kind of grown in that area, and the more that we're there, I mean, I'm probably there 3 days a week at least. You're there a couple of days a week. So it just made sense for us to make that move. But just to give you a bit of backstory before we show you where we've built, like Carolyn said, we have been getting itchy feet. We love Riverview for its location, but it doesn't have a lot going on here, and we're constantly driving to areas, especially when we're commuting for work and showing homes. And you know, when we're showing homes daily or every other day, and we're having to travel 30 or 40 minutes just to get to the first set of homes, it becomes a long day. So we're looking to save a bit of time as well, but we're super excited to move to the area, aren't we?
Yeah, very excited.
And the way we kind of got to this is at the start of this year, we were actually going to buy a vacation home, like a second home in Venice, right?
Yeah, we do love the beach. The beach is definitely good for both of our souls. Both of us have always lived near the water. That's where we grew up. So we enjoy going down the Venice area. It's just a little bit more relaxed and less touristy there. So
it is, and honestly, we love Venice. Like, Venice is beautiful. I've got a real calling for Venice. I really see myself living there one day. I love the downtown area. I love how close it is to the beaches. But we actually made 2 or 3 offers on homes in Venice, and there was one of them that, and I will go over all of this with you in time. I'm going to do a video on Venice and show you what we nearly bought and stuff. But one of the homes was very modernized and upgraded, but it was a bit further away from the beach. And then the ones that were closer to the beach needed a lot of work, didn't they?
Yeah, there was kind of no happy spot.
Right.
That first one, they had a pool, which we didn't honestly want because we have a pool at our primary residence. Exactly. And it was just a lot more maintenance, and we were getting a bit nervous about carrying the costs of 2 residences. Yeah. You know, we own several properties now for investment properties, but obviously with those rentals, the tenants pay for the utilities.
And you didn't want to rent it out, right?
And I didn't want to rent it out. If we were going to have a vacation home, I wanted it just for us. Yeah. I wasn't interested in Airbnb or anything like that. So
whereas I was like, show me the money, wasn't I? So I was a lot more open to renting it out, but Carolyn wasn't. So it wasn't the ideal scenario. Upkeep in 2 homes for security, taxes, all those kind of things that came in. But then we decided to switch gears after making 2 or 3 offers on homes that we were just short on. And I think it worked out for the best because we see our next home as like a 5-year plan, I think. Yeah. And it really came about through Aubrey, right, I would say?
So yes, our daughter Aubrey, who's a teenager and starting high school this upcoming fall, was really the deciding factor in why we wanted to move. So her current school that she is zoned for is the largest high school in Hillsborough County, and it's super overcrowded. There's about 4,000 students, which is just, I think, a bit too big, especially for what I desire for her education. So we started tossing around the idea of the Lakewood Ranch area because they are A-rated schools down there. And
yeah, we didn't need any selling on the area, but obviously Aubrey wasn't exactly eager for us to relocate, but we took her down there, didn't we? We took her down there.
Well, she had heard us talking about Lakewood Ranch a lot, just for work, and she's like, this area, it can't be as perfect as you're saying that it is. She was super skeptical, but we brought her down there and she fell in love, absolutely loved it. And in fact, we looked at, we were going to buy in a certain community, which we'll talk about in a little bit, but then switched gears at the last minute. But after we spent a full day in that community, we took her to a new restaurant, and it's a fast casual in Lakewood Ranch called Slim Chickens, which is just a fast casual chicken place.
Yeah, it's not too far off a Chick-fil-A, really, is it?
No, but they have wraps and they have wings, which Chick-fil-A doesn't serve.
The food's lovely. It's
the food's great. Right, the desserts are great. I would say it's like a nicer version, honestly, of Chick-fil-A, with great customer service. So we took her there for lunch, and she was just blown away by how friendly and nice everybody was, both at the model home center, the community we were in, and at Slim Chickens. So we were sitting there eating our lunch, and somebody comes over who we thought was the manager, but it was actually the owner of that Slim Chickens franchise. So he came over and gave Aubrey a free brownie, and normally they give out free brownies to the kids at the Premier Sports Complex that are there for soccer and football tournaments on the weekends. But he gave her one too and said, "How old are you, 15? And Aubrey was very flattered by that because she is petite, and you know, when you're at that age, when you're a young teen, it's always kind of a huge compliment to be called older than you are. So she said, no, I'm 13. He said, okay, well, when you're 15, almost 16, come back to me and I'll give you a job. He said, all that I require are that my students that I hire be good students, you know, and go to school regularly. And she was very honored and flattered by that gesture.
Yeah. We came out of there, she was so pumped. She was buzzing.
And then she literally said, now I know why you guys want to live here.
Yeah.
She said, there must be something wrong with this place. Everybody's so nice and it's so amazing.
Yeah.
And
it
we
was,
said,
It was like we'd paid this guy, honestly. It was like we'd met him before and set it all up. So yeah, he just said, you know, he said at the weekends this place is full of 16 and 17-year-olds. They have so much fun, but you've got to be doing well at school. And she came out of there just, wow, really just buzzing, wasn't she? So that definitely helped. But do we go on in now to where we've built? Do you think that's the next step, do you think?
I think
so next we're gonna show you exactly what floor plan we're building with which builder, and then we're going to say the other great contenders that were so close but we decided to opt against them.
Yes.
So we decided to go with the Bimini floor plan with Taylor Morrison, and this is a very different style of home, or even it's actually a new floor plan, isn't it, to that area of Lakewood. You really don't find that home too much in that area. I believe they built it in Sarasota a few years ago. In Palmer Ranch there, but in Tampa this floor plan is super popular and we're very familiar with it. I'm not sure if I ever saw myself living in this house, to be honest. This came about quite quickly actually, and we figured out that it's probably the best floor plan for us for the next few years. It's 4,200 square feet. It can be a 5-bed or a 6-bed. It's a 2-story home. It has it's a 3-car tandem garage, not a 3-car wide, which was something that I was a bit peeved about, wasn't I? But one of the main reasons that we bought this home and opted for it is that it's on a huge lot, and it was something that was really the deciding factor for us. How big is this lot?
It's huge. So the standard lots in the neighborhood we're building, which, should I say it?
Yeah.
Okay, it's Park East at Azario.
Yeah.
So the standard lot in there is 150 feet deep, which is really big. Currently in Hillsborough County, most subdivisions, their lots are only 120 feet deep, which is still large enough for most homes to accommodate a pool, but it doesn't give you a ton of backyard space. Now in the other communities, villages of Lakewood Ranch, standard seems to be about 130 feet deep. So to get an extra 20 feet, when we definitely want to add a pool, and we have a crazy dog, was really,
we
really
definitely
huge
have a
to
crazy
us.
dog. Yeah. And sorry, did you say how wide it is? Yeah.
I didn't, so no.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So it's deeper and it's also a lot wider. Typically, these home sites are 75 feet wide, but ours is actually a pie shape, and it starts off about 80 feet, right?
Yeah, it's 81 feet.
81 feet at the front, and at the back
it goes to 104 feet. So actually, our lot is on almost a third of an acre, which is just unheard of.
Right.
So we were pretty excited about
and we got a really good deal for it. I mean, the lot premium, what sold us was the lot premium was around 45,000, 46?
52.
Was it 52?
Yeah.
So it's 52,000 in total. There were others on that stretch that were around 40. We got ours released because it wasn't actually available.
Yeah.
So we paid 52,000 for our lot, and I'll show you the other lot that we were really looking at in a second. But while we're still on Taylor Morrison, Taylor Morrison as a builder, we've worked with so many times before, and we've had a real mixture of good experiences and bad. We've had just as many bad as we've had good ones. We don't have any qualms about that. We know what to expect with Taylor Morrison, we really do. But there's one thing about Taylor Morrison I do love, and they do have really good floor plans. So the Park East at Azario community, it butts up to the Esplanade community, which is going to be right behind us, and we're really hoping to get a golf cart and to somehow get in that security gate and use their amenities, because they're going to have a restaurant, a tiki bar and everything, whereas we have absolutely nothing.
So if you want to send us a fob and you live in Azario,
yeah, so
we'll be happy to accept
we have sold a few homes in there already, so we're going to have to butter up some of our past buyers that we've helped there. But we're hoping that we can, go and explore via our golf cart anyway. And the amenities in Park East are very minimal. It's not gated in there. It's not a neighborhood that I would dream of by any means. It doesn't really have the things that I would love, but it is absolutely nice enough, don't get me wrong. It's just got a very small pool, but the fees are lower, and we kind of wanted lower fees and compared to others that are higher. So again, sorry, go on.
We should just talk about how it's not maintenance free. Most of the villages in Lakewood Ranch are maintenance free. This one is not, but the HOA fees are according, aren't they? So they're about half of typically what they are in other Lakewood Ranch villages.
Right.
And the other difference is it seems like a lot of the villages have pavers for the driveway and the ceramic tile roof, which we love both.
Yeah.
And this one doesn't. It's just shingle roofs and just a concrete driveway. But we already have it on our list, don't we?
Yeah, we're going to add pavers in time. And
exactly.
But yeah, so we've really opted for a home that I actually see a real gap in the market here for Lakewood for bigger homes, and it's one of the reasons we've gone for it is that if you look at bigger homes in Lakewood, anywhere from about 3,500 square feet plus, you've kind of got the homes on the lower end that go up to around the 600 to 800,000 that are your kind of DR Hortons and bigger Lennar homes, maybe like Meritage and Savannah, those kind of homes. And then there's like nothing until you get to around 1.6, 1.7, and then they go up from there. I mean, some of the bigger homes go into the 3 or 4 million range, and we feel like we're kind of coming in right in that gap. And the home is going to cost, without a pool, it's going to cost around, well, if Carolyn would stop adding things in the design centre, it's going to come out around 1.1 or so with the lot, with the home itself, with all of the upgrades, and it's a big home. So we're going to add a pool on in time after we close, and we're going to keep our current house that we currently live in, and we're going to sell another rental property that we have to pay for that pool in time. But we got a good deal as well, didn't we?
We did. We got good incentives.
Yeah, good incentives.
We received for that floor plan for the larger 76-foot lots, it was $35,000 in flex dollars. So we use that towards our design center and structural options. And then we also get $25,000 towards closing costs when we go through Taylor Morrison Home Finance. So,
right,
yeah.
so and yeah, we did look at resale homes as well. Like, so we were absolutely looking at resale homes, and what we found was there were some lovely homes in places like Country Club, some of the older communities that were built by really nice builders like Lee Wetherington and John Cannon, etc. But they still felt, although they'd been renovated to an extent, they did still feel a little bit dated to me. And one area that I really noticed over there with the older homes, probably 15 to 20-year-old homes, is they had quite small pools. And I really didn't want to renovate a new pool. And our dog loves the sun shelf, right?
Yeah.
That's his space. Like, that's where he is. And we didn't really want to come in. And none of these homes had a sun shelf. So we just thought, let's go new, and let's try and build something that we can see ourselves in for 5 years. And I think once Aubrey graduates, we will probably look to downsize a little bit and opt for a more of a one-story executive type home. But for now, we really do see, you know, I feel like the home with the pool is going to cost us in time around 1.2, 1.3 after the way we really want it. But for being such a big home, we really do see an opportunity there. I mean, there are homes right behind us that are selling up to 2 million, that are smaller, although they're different styles and things. We just feel like there's a great opportunity for us to build a bigger home in this community on a fantastic lot, which is going to be so nice once it's all built. And then yeah, we'll see how we go. Of course, nothing's guaranteed in real estate, right? Who knows? I'm sure there's going to be a market correction at some point, but I absolutely know that if there's one place that is going to bounce back, it's Lakewood, and we're so excited to live there, aren't we?
I need to tell them a story.
Tell them a story.
I need to tell them the story about when we went to Park East. And when we found out we couldn't add the 3rd car wide garage.
Yes.
Okay, so
that is Taylor Morrison for you, but yeah.
So I had texted our sales agent at Taylor Morrison to see, because according to the floor plans online, one of the options for structural options for most of their homes are a 3rd car wide garage. So it just adds another garage bay, which we wanted. Because not that we need a 4-car garage, this is a 3-car garage tandem, but we just want the wider driveway, especially because my 2 older kids are adults. So when they each come over and have their own cars and Aubrey will be driving eventually, we just need the space sometimes. Yeah. So we were all dead set. We were so excited to move forward, and then found out that none of the home sites in there accommodate the 3rd car additional garage across. So,
which is frustrating because they have the space to do it, but they just don't for whatever reason.
Well, I guess this one, it technically doesn't because of the easements on the side and the setback.
Yeah.
So Dave was not happy at all.
I wasn't, yeah.
And he's like, I'm not moving forward, and rah, rah, rah. Yeah. And I just let him kind of blow off some steam. We went for lunch, you know, I think you had a beer. We kind of chilled a little bit and thought things over. And I said, look, where do we spend all of our time in our current home? We spend it all in the family room and the gathering room, in the kitchen, and outside in the pool area. Because
and that's just it.
Yeah.
This home has got an unbelievable outdoor space. It's huge.
And
it's
wait, you're not even talking about the unbelievable kitchen.
The kitchen,
we have
the game
an amazing
room,
kitchen.
Media room.
2 islands in our kitchen. So I said, we don't really spend time in the driveway. Yes, it's nice to have that, but it's not like the big kids live at home anymore and we just need that space daily.
Right.
So I said, I don't think we should eliminate this as an option. And we started talking about it and our home needs, and we realized that, that's something that we're going to sacrifice for the kitchen, the huge kitchen, you know, the nice gathering room that's open to the 2nd floor, the huge pool that we'll be able to build, and the pool deck, especially with the oversized lot that we have. And then, like David said, the theater room. It comes with a theater room upstairs.
It does. And we're gonna have a gym up there, aren't we? One of the rooms is a gym.
A home gym. Yeah. Exactly. So it checks off a lot of the other boxes.
Yeah, and like I've said to you many times before, everyone that's worked with us before, it's very difficult to get everything you want. Even us realtors, we don't get everything that we want. And like I said, this is why it's a 5-year plan for us. It's a 5-year home. And it's got more about it than we like in our current home. Don't get me wrong, that's one of the reasons we're keeping our current home, because it has some awesome features and we know we're going to rent it out for a really good return right now. But yeah, there were frustrations along the way, so don't feel like just because we're realtors that we can get some perfect home. It works exactly the same for us too. Yeah. And I think that now leaves us to the next step, which is to go over the options that we nearly went for, especially one of them, and why we ruled out the other communities.
So we very nearly went and built with Pulte in Sapphire Point, and went for the Roseland model. Now, the Roseland model is an equally big home. It's actually a little bit larger than the Bimini. It's just under 4,300 square feet. Beautiful home. It's got that 3rd car garage across, which we really loved. It's got a wine cave inside,
Oh,
which
yeah.
was a
Forgot about
really
that.
cool option,
Yeah.
especially because I host holidays at our house.
Yeah, we don't drink wine, but it just looked really nice.
No, we actually don't. But we can still put our liquor and
Yeah, it
stuff
did look
in
really
there.
nice though, yeah.
Yeah, but I thought it was a great spot, you
Yeah.
know, for parties and stuff, to put, you know, casserole dishes and
Oh,
food
yeah,
for
yeah.
hosting parties. So it had a lot of really great features. The master upstairs was huge, actually probably a little bit too big, more than we needed, because it kind of took up the whole like wing of the house,
Yeah.
because it had a sitting area as well. But ultimately, the reason we didn't go for that home and neighborhood was twofold. Firstly, their lots in there are only 130 feet deep, which at first we thought, okay, that's a little bit deeper than we have now, but of course we're building a larger home. But the lots that they had available for the Roseland weren't quite what we were looking for. So right now, our current home, we are on a beautiful pond, and our backyard faces southwest, so we have beautiful sunset views, and we both love living on the water. I mean, we absolutely love our lot right now. This lot in Sapphire Point was on conservation, and beyond that conservation buffer is the Premier Sports Complex. So when we had gone there on a Saturday to look at the neighborhood and, you know, bring Aubrey in there and talk about structural options and everything, we could hear parents cheering on their kids playing soccer, yeah, you know, behind. And I thought, this might be a little bit distracting if we're just trying to have a relaxing weekend on the patio. Of course, you know, sometimes they have night games and night tournaments, and I wasn't sure what the lighting was going to look like in the neighborhood, you know, with those big floodlights in that sports campus. So, and
yeah, it wasn't a bad lot at all. I mean, the lot itself, and you can see it behind us here. I mean, it's a lovely lot. It wasn't overly a bad size. It was a nice pie shade,
yeah.
but you have to understand where we're coming from is very open. It's a water view. It's beautiful back there.
Yeah.
We have a trail behind us at the moment, which we don't love, and our dog goes crazy every time everyone walks behind us. So we're not going to miss the trail.
No.
But it's very hard to go from a water view lot to a non-water view lot, and this we just felt a little bit enclosed.
Yeah.
And it's funny the things that put the brakes on when you're purchasing a home, because we were full steam ahead, weren't we? We were absolutely
full steam
going with this
ahead.
home.
Yeah.
And what was it that put the brakes on?
It wasn't even the lot that put the brakes on. It was that Halsey wanted 20% down payment within like a week or something.
Yeah.
It was just too much too soon when we're not even selling our current home.
Yeah, we could have got it. It wasn't. We had it. We had means and we could have accessed it, but it was just a bit tight, and it made us rethink.
Yeah.
And it's funny how sometimes those little things just put the brakes on and makes you rethink.
Yeah.
So they did not want to know. They didn't want to know
Yeah.
about like staggering payments, about doing a lower down payment, and also that lot was $90,000 instead of the one we're getting for 50. And the one we're getting for 50 has a better view and it's much bigger in size.
Yeah.
The lot was a huge factor for us because the other home has impact resistant windows. It has the tiled roof that we wanted, the 3-car garage, wide, so we've got a bit more driveway space. I mean, I'm not a real garage person anyway, so that the configuration of a tandem didn't affect me whatsoever, but I could, you know, we could have done with a bit more driveway space. But yeah, that was what really put the brakes on. And funnily enough, when we walked away and said, no, we're going to rethink this, and all of this was going on as we were going back to England with my dad passing away and everything anyway. But what really, you know, it's funny because she came around and wanted to, you know, was it 10% she offered us in the end, or 15?
I can't even remember.
But she basically came back and said,
Halsey
yes,
came
you
back,
know, our
and
management.
the management said, yeah, we can adjust that and accept less. And at that point, we had already kind of moved on, and
and like I said, the lot was a huge factor for us, and we haven't got everything we need, but ultimately that is, you know, we're really excited with what we've gone for. And when we looked at the other options, we're coming from an MI home, and we've sold quite a few homes in Sweetwater across the way there, and Sweetwater's a lovely community, but if that home wasn't MI, we might have gone for something there, and we love MI, but we're just waiting for something new, aren't we? Something different.
Well, it's not just that. It's that the largest home that they build in Sweetwater is the Juniper, I believe. And it just didn't have the floor plan that we were looking for. It was very similar to what we have now. And we're like, well, you know, there's a few, you know, we love our current home. The truth is, it's not perfect. Like David was saying, we could spend $5 million and our home not be perfect. That's just how it is. But it's got a lot that we love about it, and if we could pick our current home up and move it, we would.
Right.
But obviously we can't. So yeah, Sweetwater just didn't have the floor plan we were looking for, and we even considered Lorraine Lakes, didn't we?
Lorraine Lakes, yeah. So they've got bigger homes in Lorraine Lakes, and there was a couple of days where that looked like a good option for us because Lorraine Lakes is a beautiful community. It's got to have a restaurant,
the
amazing amenities.
Yeah, a full restaurant, full bar, more resort style living, which really actually appeals to us. You know, Dave and I don't really use the community pool because we use our own, but just for the, you know, the restaurant and, you know, the outdoor bar area, it's just great for like socialization and stuff.
Like an Esplanade or a Lakewood National, something like that would definitely appeal to us in time. I mean, if the right home was there now, we would go for it. But you know, the Beacon has always been our dream floor plan, but that's just a bit too much of a stretch for us for the time being. Beacon bonus, sorry. And so Lakewood National, we looked at their bigger homes in there, but they're just not very homely to me. They're very boxy, aren't they? They feel a bit commercialized. They're just big rectangular grids to me. Like they're not.
For their bigger homes.
And you can see them behind us in the background here. I cannot remember the name. Is it the National was one of them?
Wynwood.
Yeah, Wynwood. Right? And we looked at them, and they had some nice features in certain parts, but for us they were just too open and generic, and we didn't feel like the value was there compared to what we're building. So we don't want to drag this video on for any longer. We're very conscious of keeping this video as short as we possibly can, because we will be talking for days, especially with Carolyn here. And I can talk as well, but you.
Wow.
but yeah, if you've got any questions about Lakewood or about Taylor Morrison, the Bimini floor plan, because like I said, it's a very popular floor plan in Tampa. I've actually done a walkthrough video of it on our channel before up in Wesley Chapel, and obviously we're showing you some clips of it here in the background too, and the model is up in Wesley Chapel as well, which we kind of liked actually, because excuse me, if you go to any community, most homes there are the model homes, and the model home isn't here. So we still feel the Bimini is going to be a super unique home to the Lakewood area, and we're just going with something a bit different, something a bit, you know, a little bit of a calculated risk, but we're so excited to move to the area. And if you have any questions whatsoever, please feel free to reach out to Carolyn or I, and yeah, we'll be back with plenty of content soon, or at least I will. When Carolyn will be back, who knows. But thanks for tuning in, and please give this video a thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel if you would like more content from us in the future with all things real estate related.
Thanks for watching.